settings on the seats. I didn't touch the seats on the settings.
I said you can put the seats on cool, you know. I've never seen it on before. Murray is price matching, which is really hard to do when you look at what they say is like, they'll say, oh man, their line is so interesting for not all vehicle sales. They'll say, oh, all the trucks are so different from each other. It's like they're different by like, do you want heated seats or not? By like, okay, take off $300. Why is it so difficult to come up with a price minus something? So it's just the hidden costs is what I'm getting at are so enormous and egregious that 99% of the people, not only they don't have backbone enough to ask these questions. Not only that, they're not smart enough, uneducated entirely, because when you go to get a vehicle, you think you're getting a deal just because the person smiles at you and shakes your hand and says it's a good deal. Then you find out later your buddy got the same vehicle with like 4x4, yours is 2x4, for $6,000 cheaper than you. So you're talking about 10K, 11K differential. You got ripped off. 11,000. Now, okay, you make $480,000 a year. Then you're okay, bud. But let's say you paid 7% interest and you were overcharged that $11,000 deal, right? What an egghead you are. Absolute egghead. So, and worse, like, I mean, obviously I'm just being nice to YouTube, but think about what you do in a day and think about how much you learn about something. And when you learn nothing about this vehicle or that vehicle before you went and purchased it, just remember you ripped yourself off a year's wage. For most people, a year of take home, $11,000 in cash you just lost in a single transaction. Now think about how many more times people do that in a day, right? Frankie Rodriguez in the house. What's up, man? Yeah, no, it's baffling. You know, I guarantee you, every day in Winnipeg, 1 out of 10 sales, you will hear the way that I talk about. Well, let's just knock off the bucket seats. What are they? At best, 500-600. Yeah, probably that. Okay, let's knock off 550. And the salesman says, no, let's knock off 600 to be safe. I say, okay. Let's move on. So you want the bigger tires? The salesman will say. You'll say, yeah. You'll say that's 2,000. You'll say, no, I'll skip the tires. So now you know you're not getting that extra charge of 2,000, right? I'll take the size that comes with the truck, right? 19-inch, whatever it is. Trucks are all different, 20-inch, whatever you're getting. But then you move on past that. And if you want to find out more about how to buy a vehicle, I am your guy. I am your guy. I'm the only person that gets the sales manager to rewrite it lower than you can find on the internet. I am your guy. So whatever you, and if you, most of the time you're not going to be able to build and price a car on the internet now. They've made it damn near impossible in Canada for you to build and price a car and have an accurate, exact bi-weekly payment plus a total for the amount over, you know, a price, right? You know, final price on that thing, right? Go try and do that. Tell me which car company or truck company you went to in Canada. I'll try the States. I also did the States. It was much easier in the States. And the prices are $20,000 different, but the trucks aren't really made here, right? We're paying levies because Trudeau he's a bad man, and he didn't want to work with America. So now, or there's insider trading going on at the highest level, and that's why we pay $20,000 more than an American does, right? Think about that. I'm talking about a conversion difference of, I think, 16%, 18% on a good day for a Canadian. How are we paying 30, right? It's called taxes and levies, and we're supposed to be in what's called NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. Most people will see, when I speak, people should listen, because you could go further and you would help with this broken system. But you see, like, too many pea brains spend all day short videoing or whatever you do, and you've managed to really screw up this world, period. If you would stand up for what you don't have a clue what to believe in, because you're watching short videos all day, right? So the content you watch has drowned you out and made you a pea brain, right? Now that's not true for everyone. It's true for a large portion of the world. I don't know, are you aware of this? Do you pay attention? Over the last 5 or 10 years, the populace of the world has been dumbed down tenfold. Tenfold. If you go back to the days of, well, the 80s, women knew their trades as well, whether nursing, doctors. There wasn't as many women doing carpentry and construction as there is nowadays, which is great, right? But now you're looking at that's a Ford Raptor here. I don't know if you can see it too good. Look at that, hey? Look at that. Watch the sun follow that pattern right there. Analemma. Figure 8, lopsided. It's offset a bit. So the one half of the 8 is lower, and the other half of the 8 is a little crooked, like diagonal, and higher than the bottom, than the other side of the 8. And it sits above Earth, flush, and moves around. They also say there could be 3 suns, right? So if you think about it, all this stuff is plausible. They call it the Holy Trinity, right? And but we know there's the black sun, this sun, and the magnetic sun, which is black, and it's underneath that, and it pulls the it's called the magnetic pole, but it's called something. Oh, I just about said it. And it's like a hole. It's the center of, not the center of the earth. It's like everything from out and around that is freezing inside that zone, and then as you move out, it's not so cold. The plate Hyperborea, and it's a real thing. Like sciences, they can't not denounce it. It's everywhere. You can talk about it. It's a thing. Hyperborea is a place, and you need to Google that and understand it. It's not, you're not ready to learn that if you're just, you need to go research that. Watch videos with diagrams and maps and things so you can picture it. Most things need to be drawn. Pictures need to be drawn, or illustrations, and that's why mapping was created, right? Do you know why maps are so expensive and sought after and never seen in the public eye ever again? Ancient maps. Just imagine why. Do you know how much money ancient maps can fetch you? But the thing is I highly doubt they'd let you spend it, especially if you had a real good map. You'd be snuffed out so fast, nothing would either be just torched, or they'd take one picture for them and get it down, take it to Italy, take it to Virginia, and they'd put it thousands of feet underground in a warehouse called Warehouse 13, which goes on for miles and miles and miles. If you've seen Indiana Jones, and if you watch the TV show Warehouse 13, Raiders of the Lost Ark features Warehouse 13. It's for ancient artifacts and relics of the lost worlds and times. And then the last final thing I'll let you do, if you choose to, is Star Trek Discovery with I'm really not sure about the names anymore. I haven't seen it for a while, but the black chick is the captain. She's super cool. I can't think of anything else about the show. Just the black chick is the captain. I think it's Star Trek Discovery. final season of that explains everything. And Dark Matter goes right inside of the final episode of Discovery. It's disgusting. It's so sick. This is cool. We don't see this very often. A cyclist on the highway, just giving her. So we'll get way over on the other side. Hopefully there's nothing. Yeah, way over. It's just nice to see. It's a lady. I will never do that. It's nothing I used to when I was a kid, but not what I read on TV. In the news. Just devastating. I remember this one guy was riding his bike to a football game and he didn't make it. That one stuck with me. So, riding a bike is kind of dangerous in the city. I've had wicked close calls on Pembina Highway up by the bridge, like heading to St. Norbert on a bike, just like flooring and blowing away the traffic behind me, and then there's some goof and he literally rubbed my tire. And I kind of went sideways. My back tire skipped, but my bike is so light and I'm really strong. I just kind of held my front of my bike and I skidded and I braked and I got off to the side of the curb and I turned around really fast, started burning this dude. Oh, it was bad. And he stayed back like 400 feet after that. But yeah, I almost died on the highway. It's pretty incredible. Look at the size of these calves. Jake Paul, I'd crush you. I could kick right through your entire chest, bud. This is the prairies. Welcome to the prairies, everyone. Jake Paul is fighting a 90-year-old dude tonight because he chickened out against Tyson. Jake Paul got a final memo saying rip Jake Paul from Logan. Logan was able to get a little message. Does anybody know Logan Paul's wrestling name? I forget what it is. Like not Maverick, it's Maven. Is it Maven? No, that's actually a character. What up, homies? You watching short videos instead of solid content? Yes. 100%. You guys are goofs. That was a good one. Oh, you made